It's a joy to pour your life into others and to see how God then takes that and develops it through the years so that you then look back over your shoulder and see the multiplication impact as He connects the dots through them. I would like to leave a legacy of impact that is just multiplying what is now currently being done.
I've been running around in the dark, been lost somewhere where no light could shine on my heart. I've known a pain so deep, but I know my faith will free me. Get there, I'll get through this. Get there, I'll find my way again. So don't tell me that it's over, 'cause each step just gets me closer. I will get there. I will get there. I will get there. I will get there somehow. Cross that river. Cross that river. Nothing's stopping me now. I will get through the night and make it through to the other side. Get there. Get there. I've been in these chains for so long. So long. I'll be free and I'll be there where I belong. Hold my head up high. I stand tall. Stand tall. And I swear this time I won't fall. Get there. And I will do this. Get there. No matter what it takes. 'Cause I know no limitations. And I'll reach my destination. I will get there. I will get there. I will get there. I will get there somehow. Cross that river. Cross that river. Nothing's stopping me now. I will get through the night and make it through to the other side. Get there. Get there. The night is cold and dark, but somewhere the sun is shining, shining. And I feel it shine on me. I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying. I will get there. Get there. I will get there somehow. Cross that river. Crossing that river. Nothing's stopping me now. I will get through the night and make it through to the other side. Get there. Get there. I will get there. I will get there. I will get there somehow. Cross that river. Crossing that river. Nothing's stopping me now. I will get through the night and make it through to the other side. Get there. Get there. Get there. Get there. I will get there. Somehow.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Asia Hamosmos, and I'm the leader of Crossroads, which is the group that you see before you right now. The song that we just sang is an arrangement that I made based off of the song I Will Get There from the Prince of Egypt soundtrack. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. And we chose specifically an a cappella song because we wanted to demonstrate that even if we only have our voices, we can still, with music, make an impact. And we pray that God gives you renewed strength for today and hope for tomorrow. Even though this is a live event and normally we're all together, we hope that as you're watching from your home that you do feel a sense of unity and togetherness as we're watching together. And now it is my honor to introduce our president, Dr. John Jackson.
Well, thank you, Asia, and thank you, Crossroads. That was amazing. And we are live here on the campus of William Jessup University. I wish you could be in the academic warehouse. You would have heard not only that amazing music, but a powerful message. We will get there. I don't know about you, but I've had moments during this whole coronavirus experience where I wondered, will we get there? So I love that affirmation of faith. I said early on in the coronavirus experience, we don't partner with fear, we partner with the Father. And I just want to welcome you to our Jessup 2020 virtual gala. It's an amazing experience, and our theme is Strength for Today and Hope for Tomorrow. Throughout the course of the evening, you're going to hear some stories from students and alums. You already heard from Bryce Jessup, our dearly beloved President Emeritus, who's now with the Lord. He's completely at peace, and we're so heartbroken in one level, and on the other level, we just rejoice for the family. I also want to thank you and hope that you get connected to the heart of Jessup. It's really my desire that tonight you'll see the stories, you'll hear the testimony, and that you will be connected at an even deeper level. I also want to encourage you to prayerfully consider your partnership, and I want to thank you for your prayers and your financial support. You saw earlier tonight, we have sponsors and donors who've encouraged us and who've helped to underwrite this evening. These stories that you're going to hear also were filmed in people's houses and other things. We're going to be mostly live, but you're also going to see some stories. I think you're going to love it. You know the theme, Strength for Today and Hope for Tomorrow? Doesn't that really describe faith? Faith is the gap in between the now and the not yet. That is the faith space, and that's where we are right now. In fact, many of our students are working on how do I make my faith real, and you're going to hear lots about that tonight. We're just so privileged that you're a part of this experience. Would you join me in a word of prayer? Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for this gala. We just pray, God, that everything that you intend will come forth from this evening. God, we so appreciate the opportunity to partner with our friends, to partner with the Jessup community. God, take care of every step along the way, and may you receive the glory and the honor. Amen. Now, it's my privilege to introduce to you Deja and Bree. They're going to be our host for this evening. Hey, ladies.
Hello, and welcome to the first ever virtual Jessup Gala. My name is Deja. I am a 2020 alumna, and I'm just so happy that I recently graduated and I got my criminal justice degree. And you know, I'm really grateful that God sent me here to Jessup, and I truly believe He sent me here for a reason. I really didn't know what that reason was coming in as a freshman, but I definitely do know now after graduating. And I'll be making sure to share with you later on tonight what I believe that reason was. But throughout my time at Jessup and my 4 years here, I was involved in several different things. But one of the roles that had the most impact on me was being the president of last year's Black Student Union. With this club, I got to work alongside my best friend, Bree, because she is the president of Latinos Unidos. And with this club, we were able to embrace diversity in so many different ways. And with the events we had and the meetings that we held, the club really started to feel like family.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Bree, your co-host. I'm actually a kinesiology senior here at Jessup currently. I graduate fall 2020. Whoop, whoop. I've also been very involved, like Deja, here at Jessup, but having cultural clubs together, being able to actually have events together and form a family has definitely made an impact on us. Latinos Unidos and Black Student Union, both being cultural clubs that impact our community, have made, honestly, a really big effect on me as well. When I came to Jessup, I was lost, but I'll share a little bit more about that as well as the evening goes on. I'm just really excited to be here.
So we have a lot in store for you tonight, such as meaningful stories from our students and alumni, and an exclusive virtual Jessup music performance. And so if you want to see what's coming up next, just head on over to the Notes tab on the right side of your screen.
We also have a chat feature. This is a live event. We want to hear from you, hear about what you're feeling, what you're thinking. If you have questions, so feel free to send in those comments. We will be reading them and conversing with you guys as if we were with each other currently. So feel free to use it. And you can tag us on social media. So post pictures of your at-home gala recipes, you enjoying the event from the comfort of your home with your friends and your family, and make sure to use hashtag JessupGala2020.
And you can give anytime throughout this evening. Just follow the directions at the bottom of your screen or click the tabs at the top. And don't worry if you won't click out of this live event, because your screen will not disappear. And we just want to say thank you for giving, because you're making it possible for students like me and Bree to pursue our dreams.
And now we have a lovely message from Jim Jessup. He's also the grandson of William Jessup and Director of Church Relations.
Hi, this is Jim Jessup, and I don't think my grandfather could have ever envisioned what would become of San Jose Bible College when he started it in 1939. That William Jessup University would now train thousands of students, preparing them to be transformational leaders for the glory of God. And every year, we gather in a gala. And the gala has always been such a wonderful time for our students to show off some of their gifts and abilities, for them to share stories. You'll hear some of those in this program as well. We wish we could see you face to face, but thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a part of William Jessup University, where we're literally going to change the landscape of eternity by the lives of so many students who are coming to study about who He is and what they can be for Him. Thanks for being a part of this gala this year. May God bless you.
As Jim said, thank you so much for being here, for joining us virtually from your homes. It really means a lot to hear from the support that we get from our community members, such as the people that fund scholarships like the ones that we've both received, and who truly believe in the mission of the university. We're so grateful for all of our Jessup partners.
And your gifts directly impact students. As Deja said, without these gifts, we would not be here currently standing talking with you guys. When you do give and you support, it also allows students to choose a faith-based education. It allows them to also choose this loving community, to choose to pursue their dreams here at William Jessup. And later on in the evening, you will hear about an amazing project you can be a part of, so look forward to that as well.
Now, up next, you'll hear from one of tonight's sponsors and friend of the Jessup community, Erica Diaz from Safe Credit Union. She'll be sharing with us why she believes in the work that God is doing here at Jessup.
Hello, I'm Erica Diaz with Safe Credit Union. I'm also a William Jessup University MBA graduate and an adjunct professor in the School of Business. We support William Jessup University because Jessup's vision is aligned with our own. First, Jessup is committed to producing employable students, and that's incredibly important, not only in our current economy, but in the lives of those that we're seeking to support. Secondarily, Jessup believes that students should not leave their college time with massive, burdensome debt. And as those in the space of financial wellness, we commit to supporting education institutions that believe that as well. Join us in helping Jessup achieve these missional goals and providing the support that our students desperately need.
Thank you, Erica, and our community partners. So right now, we're actually going to be reading from the chat. We want to know what's giving you hope in this season. For me, it will definitely be being here physically on campus, to have physical community, to be able to be with everybody. What's giving you hope, Deja?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely glad that you get to be here on campus, especially since it's pre-senior year. I think for me, it typically is sort of hard to find a job after graduation, but I'm really happy that I found one and I get to go to a job that I love and enjoy every day. All right, well, let's see who is commenting and what gives you guys hope in this season. Well, looks like Patty Conrad says it's a treat to attend the gala since I usually can't be there in person. Well, it looks like you're an alumni from 1990 San Jose Christian College. Wow.
We're glad to have you.
Oh, Christy, she says, the Jessup family is such a legacy. Thank you for serving the kingdom.
Oh, Christy, thank you so much for being a part of our community.
It looks like, Erin Ambrose. Hi, Erin. She says, our students give me hope. They are our future, and I know they are up for the challenge.
Honestly, Erin's actually one of our professors here, and she's been giving me hope as well, because I wouldn't be so excited to be here physically without amazing professors that make class just so breathtaking.
It looks like one more. Judy Rentz. She said that Jessup prepared my kids for a future they never imagined. Thank you, Jessup, and your fabulous faculty.
Oh, thank you guys so much for actually interacting with the chat. It kind of feels like you're here with us currently because it is a live event and we get to hear from you. We also asked before this event for our Jessup community to submit videos of what's giving them hope and also how Jessup has impacted them. So we received amazing videos.
Yeah. Well, up next, you will meet 4 Jessup students and alumni. Nicholas, Hazel, Tiffany, and Isaiah all have encouraging stories that highlight their own strength and hope through their Jessup experiences. Then after, you'll get to meet them in a live panel with Dr. Jackson.
I was born into a Christian family in Iran. I didn't know what Christianity was until I came to Jessup, because I only knew Christianity as a religion, not as faith. But through Jessup, I was able to grow my relationship with Christ, and I was able to hear my calling. My name is Tiffany Ibrahimi. I'm a senior here at William Jessup University. I'm majoring in biology, concentrating in pre-med. I'm looking into being a doctor on board and helping out whenever help is needed back in the Middle East. Because even though I was segregated when I was little and came back here because I didn't feel comfortable being there as a Christian, I still want to go there and just love on people and show Christ and be able to help them out in any way, whether it's medical or any way that I can. So I decided to open a club, AMSA here, and now it's an organization. Our biology department was very supportive of this. They were looking into programs that can help students with resources. Through that club and the organization, I was able to find internships, research opportunities, and be able to share it with other students as well.
AMSA is American Medical Student Association. It's a medical club on campus to help students go into the medical field or find opportunities. I'm Hazel J. Prakash. I think a lot of times we grow up thinking about doing our career for the money or doing our career for the high status. But coming to Jessup, I really realized the service behind that. God can use this as a humbling experience, not a prideful experience. AMSA is a national club with many members, so looking to apply for med school, this would be something that would stand out in my application. I actually got my medical scribe job through someone from AMSA last year, so those connections have really just helped me in my future, and I'm hoping after this I can go to medical school, be a pediatric missionary, and just serve the best way I possibly can.
I was not the type to be in leadership as a freshman year, but through AMSA I was able to pick up those leadership skills as well as being the voice for others.
One of the reasons that I came to Jessup was because it was a Christ-centered university. It's been such an amazing experience. I've formed lifelong friendships. I've got plugged into clubs like AMSA and gained leadership opportunities, which is really important for medical school. Jessup embodies strength because of the community we have here, because we know we want to serve Christ the best way we possibly can. And right now we might not be able to see how we can do that in the future, but we have hope that we will, that this education will provide us a way forward to do that in the future.
I now know why I'm a Christian, why I chose biology, and what's the reason behind me being a physician. Jessup has been a great part of my faith. Knowing that there's hope, even though there's a lot of struggles, no matter what career you are going into, your primary call should be to make disciples and putting God first, and Jessup has proven that.
Basketball is going to stop bouncing eventually. What is the bigger picture? I found it to be like my relationship with the Lord was the most important thing. My name is Isaiah Milan. I graduated in 2020 and my major was criminal justice. So when I first got here, Coach Rogers and Coach V obviously had a meeting with me and they let me know, before you even think of coming here, just know that it's not just about basketball. Most importantly, we want you to grow in your walk with the Lord. My first year coming in redshirting was really rough because I've never just sat out a game in my entire life. I changed a lot from coming in and being this very angry person, having to kind of just find that balance of just trying to stay like level. And so being a redshirt definitely taught me that. The main thing I wanted to do when I had first got into criminal justice was go into homicide. Paul came into my life in a very confusing time because I was actually on my way out of Jessup because I had gotten into some trouble with academic reasons. I built such a great relationship with Paul. He's always interested in what I'm doing and checking up on me, getting coffee with me here and there. It built something so much more than just helping me academically and just keeping me focused on, you know, just staying in the school. When you come to this school, you are not only just getting just an education, you're getting an education in a Christian perspective. It really makes you think about just yourself and just who do you really want to be. With me being a basketball player, my main goal is to just love on people and just sharing the love of Jesus. I just love sharing that with people, so I think I can make a huge difference. And that's what makes their education so great here.
It was completely invaluable to be accepted as a 30-year-old veteran and father of two entering the classroom for the first time. And it really allowed me to be able to open up and be a student. I am Nicholas Gauthier. I am currently the Legislative Director in the California State Assembly. Coming to Jessup after 10 years of being in the military was a culture shock at the very least. It was a whole lifestyle change, as it is for a lot of veterans coming out of the military. I struggled very much with my faith, and I struggled a lot with my own identity. It was the faculty, it was my professors who came beside me and really showed not just a care to teach, not just a care to understand the subject, but a real love for the individual, a real love for me and my interests and my well-being. And as time progressed, I felt myself healing both emotionally, spiritually, but I also felt myself finding that identity. And I'll never forget the day Keith Bolte pulls me into his office. I'm a senior, I'm finishing my capstone, and he says, "Nick, what are you going to do when you're done with Jessup? What are you going to do?" And up until that point, as a public policy student and a history student, everyone pictures, politics, run for office, change the world, conquer the world. But unfortunately, you sit there and you look at that, and it's a huge mountain to talk about. Where do you even start to run for office? Where do you even start to get your foot in politics and change the world? And as I talked with Keith, he said, I've had you in every single semester, every single class. He said, I know you, Nick. And what you need to look at is the background, because there's a whole other world of politics that a lot of people don't see, talk about, or know about, and that is the staff side. I started looking into the staff side, something I never even thought about, and I fell in love. And that's really what gave me my cue to my identity. It really helped me identify who I was as a leader, who I was as an individual, what I was capable of, and it was all there because I had a professor who loved and cared and wanted to mentor me to be the best I could and do what he knew I would love to do. It was really an easy choice to come here and follow my dream.
Wow. I love each one of those stories, you guys. I just love all the fact that each one of you, in your story, there was something about transformation. Our mission at Jessup is that we educate transformational leaders for the glory of God. And each one of your stories suggests that. So I want to just dig a little bit deeper if I could. Now, normally I would let the ladies go first, but tonight I'm going to pick on you two guys, okay? So Isaiah, you talked about a time when the basketball would stop bouncing. And to be honest, man, I love ball. And so I watched several games where you were in and you got good handles, but you also had a great outside shot. But you also could drive the lane. So if you had to pick your pick, you shooting outside or driving the lane?
Honestly, I'm doing both. I can't even choose which other one because I like to be versatile. I like to do both. So.
Yeah, well, and I think that's what made you a potent offensive weapon, man, because I watched both. So anyway, enough basketball. But I love the story about your relationship with Paul, and he's the head of our security force here and the way he involved himself. But now you're heading towards being a police officer. Why? What are you hoping for as a police officer?
I mean, my biggest thing is just to make change, and how you do that is it has to start with somebody. And why couldn't it be me? I mean, I just think about all the things that are going on right now in the world. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of, hate and just anger. And it sucks because you don't want to see it. And as a Christian, you see that and you're just like, man, we got to really step back and just remember that God is still in control of the situation that's going on. So my biggest purpose, I feel like, is just to spread that love of Jesus just to everyone. And how easy to do that is with doing that with the badge on and just showing people, especially with me being black and being an officer, it would just set a great example just for the youth.
Well, I love that, Isaiah, and I think there's police officers out there and families and folks who are just saying, man, I'm just going to pray love and justice flow out of you. Be like Jesus with skin on. I love that, man. Hey, Nicholas, I loved your story too. Loved the fact that you served in the military and were a student at Jessup, and also picked up your relationship with Keith. That was a real part of your story. Now just tell us what drew you to Keith and how'd you make that connection?
I have to say the first day, actually, at Jessup. My first day, my first class, of course, I chose an 8 a.m. class with Keith Bolte, political philosophy. I go in there, I have my hat on down low on my forehead, I have my arms crossed, I'm leaning back in the back of the classroom, and I had this attitude of, you have to prove to me why I should listen to you. And Keith immediately picked up on this.
Yep.
And he targeted me out, and he asked me if I had a problem. And I said, well, no, sir. And Keith made this statement, and it's a very unique statement to the military community, where he said, I'm not a sir, I work for a living. And it's a key statement in the military that shows that he was an enlisted person.
Enlisted versus officer, yep.
Correct.
Yep.
And I immediately knew I was talking to a veteran, and not just a veteran, but probably an ex-NCO, a non-commissioned officer.
Yes.
And I immediately realized I need to listen and give him my respect.
That's great. Well, hey, you majored in public policy, and you're working now in one of the branches of government here in the state. Why come to Jessup and major in public policy? You could have gone to a lot of different places. What was it about Jessup that was distinctive?
Well, I think that's a good point. I think that is a very common question of why Jessup? You can go to any other school, get public policy, political science, any of these degrees. You're going to get the tools, you're going to get the paper. But really what drew me to Jessup was the teaching and the teachers and the faculty. It's not just giving you that degree, it is giving you the tools to be successful and giving that real personal touch in the classroom where they care about where you're headed and your goals. And they continue past that. I graduated many years ago. I'm still in touch with the faculty and teachers who still are invested in my career and my future and giving me advice. It's a lifelong community.
That's awesome. I love it. Thanks, guys. Okay, ladies, your turn. Tiffany, you talked a lot about leadership coming through AMSA, and we learned that's a medical student association, but what did you learn in leadership through starting a club?
Yeah, I was definitely not the type to be in leadership. I was not the one to take and lead, but AMSA was just a great opportunity. We didn't have any clubs or organizations that were biology-based. So to be able to open that and open routes and even paths for myself, I got so many connections through AMSA, and I was able to find research, I was able to do internships, shadow people, and that was awesome. And also I picked up on leadership skills, and I didn't know that I had that in me, so that was great, and I was able to put those in act and be a student leader and get other students to do the same.
So part of what I love about all your stories as I listened to them was a sense of calling. Part of your Jessup journey was to discover the calling of God. And your calling is to be a physician. And I think it also may involve going back to the Middle East. So talk to us about being a physician.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to do biology, but I didn't know for sure. I had so many doubts, and coming to Jessup, I found Christ. I grew deeper with Christ, and I grew deeper in faith. And the more I got to know Him, the more I got to know me, and what His calling for me is. And I was able to go to global missions through Jessup, and I met a nurse through this amazing organization called Agape International Missions. And through their organization, I met this nurse and saw so many things. And the way he was working, I fell in love with what he was doing. And that empty spot of no physicians being there, I felt that that was my spot and I need to get there.
Wow.
And yeah, I really wanted, that's the moment that I knew that I wanted to become a physician.
Well, Tiffany, as I said, I love your story and the discovering calling, but let me tell you a little fact that some of our viewers will know, and that is that Agape International Missions was actually started by a graduate of William Jessup University. So there's a historic tie there, even in global missions. All right, Hazel, you're next up. In our talk before, you and I share something in common. You moved a lot. I did too. I moved 10 or 11 times in my childhood and teenage. What did you learn from moving all the time? Did you learn anything specific?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yep.
I moved to over 9 different places and I've been to over 11 different schools.
Wow.
And yeah, in each of those experiences, I've met different people from all different backgrounds and different cultures, and they've been raised in so many different ways. And so I've been able to learn about them. But the sad thing was I wasn't able to form lifelong connections with them because I moved around so much. But Jessup, my gosh, it's offered me the lifelong friendships, Christ-centered friendships here. And I know I'm gonna have them beyond my experience here at Jessup.
Well, what I love about that is the sense of connection and community. Virtually everybody who comes to Jessup says, the best thing about Jessup is the community. And you see this in our students. Hazel, let me just ask you, you've got a chance with some donors and friends of Jessup. What has Jessup meant to you, and is there anything you'd like to share with them?
Yeah, I mean, Jessup for me opened up the doors for lifelong Christ-centered friendships. It's also given me teachers and faculty who love me, and they want to serve Christ by helping me grow in my faith and helping me grow and get a solid education. So I want to thank you for your support, which has allowed me and many other students to attend Jessup. Please consider how you might continue to partner with students to transform lives in the body of Christ.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, each one of you, for sharing your stories. Each one of you has a distinct individual pathway, but on that pathway, God met you and you followed Him. So I'm grateful for you and grateful for your stories. Thank you so much for sharing.
Well, there's definitely something special in each of the students that shared their story. I especially connected with Hazel and Tiffany's story. Tiffany was actually my roommate freshman year, and she would always give us medical advice. She was the one to do that in our friend group. So I'm really excited to see Hazel and Tiffany become doctors and really have an impact in the medical field.
Yeah, and then Nicholas, honestly, it just reminds me of how proud I am to have people who have served, to have veterans a part of our community. I definitely am proud of that and proud to see how it does add so much to who we are as a university. And then Zay, I still remember us as a friend group having family movie nights and countless memories we can look back on. I'm just really proud of them. So in the beginning of this event, we actually mentioned a little bit about ourselves. I had mentioned that I was lost. When I had came as a student, fresh out of high school, I came from a public school. I was super, super into the arts. I was in an art academy and I loved, I took AP Studio Art. I was into, Photoshop and into painting and sculpting and everything in between. But I also am so amazed with anatomy and how the body works and nutrition and the way that what you eat and what goes into your body impacts so much. My mom was like, okay, well, you're going to college and we need to find one. And I know you're lost, but we're going to have to start this journey. So we came to Jessup and, well, actually, Jessup was at a college fair and we saw Frances Chan on a magazine and she was like, you're going there. And I was like, okay, it's done. But when I came, I really wanted to make sure I found a home, I found community, and I did. I found my best friend in the whole world. I found people I consider family, people I will know forever. And so when I came, I was lost and I didn't know what to do. And then I found an amazing community. And now I know how I can integrate nutrition and being a kinesiology major with my faith as a believer. And so I feel like I was lost, I came, now I'm ready to leave the nest and just pursue my dreams.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely glad that your mom found Francis Chan at the Jessup table because I got to meet you, and it's just been so wonderful being able to spend all 4 years with you, Bree.
Thanks.
Well, I shared with you earlier that God brought me here to Jessup for a reason, and I really believe that that reason was for me to start pursuing my passion for child advocacy law. Jessup gave me the opportunities to really hone in on that passion through its global outreach program and connecting me with an internship with victim advocates of the Placer County DA's office. Global outreach trips I got to take to places like Honduras and Cambodia, it really just showed me how it looks to care for orphans, to care for vulnerable children, and to care for trafficking survivors. So when I came back home, I knew that everything that I felt overseas and everything that I learned from these organizations, I just didn't want to leave it overseas. I wanted to find a way to bring it back home and use it in my career somehow. So in my senior year, I went to the Career and Life Planning Center, and they helped me find an internship working with victim advocates. For me, this was such an amazing real-life experience because I actually got to see how the California criminal justice system works in a courtroom. Now, after graduating from Jessup, I am studying for my entrance exam to get into law schools, and this is a really hard exam, so just please pray for me and hope I do well on this. And I'm currently working at a crisis center for teens with mental illness. And after law school, I want to be able to become an attorney that defends the legal rights of children. Now, since leaving Jessup, I just feel so encouraged and empowered because of the unique experiences that coming here gave me.
Wow, you're amazing. I'm so glad Jessup brought us together. So now that you guys know a little bit more about what Jessup means to us and how we've been impacted, before tonight's events, like I mentioned before, we asked for what actually Jessup means to you. And you guys submitted amazing video clips.
I believe in what God is doing here at Jessup because I see it daily in the lives of our students.
I believe in Jessup because of their commitment to Scripture and the depth of character displayed within each of their students.
I've seen firsthand what happens to students when they come here, how they grow spiritually, academically, and how their walk with Christ improves.
We have a fun and safe environment here. I've lived on campus all 3 years. Love the environment, love how supportive all the faculty are, and I feel like I'm getting a quality education here.
I believe in Jessup because of the faculty's sincerity to help students begin to discover their gifts and purposes.
The opportunity to impact our student athletes for Christ's kingdom every day through education and sport. What an amazing honor.
Jessup was a phenomenal opportunity for me to grow as a person and as a leader.
William Jessup gave me the hope, the encouragement, and the resources to complete what God had started in my heart.
I believe in Jessup as a unique institution of higher learning and social interaction, a safe place to expand your mind and discuss controversial issues.
I love Jessup because I saw their love for me. They were supportive. Thank you, Jessup and staff.
What Jessup has taught me is that God is truly 100% invested by my side and supportive of my education.
I believe in Jessup basically because they believed in me.
Jessup is a place to grow more deeply in love with Jesus or meet him for the first time.
It gives young people a safe place to land while they're spiritually guided and mentored through their career choices and educational routes where they are known that they are loved and seen and that they have a future and a purpose.
We need places like William Jessup University to deliver the truth of God's word that sets people free.
Because of my 20 years here, I've seen so many people not only be trained for ministry, but fall more deeply in love with Jesus Christ.
Boy, I tell you, sometimes I'm not a fan of technology, but I love the way technology was redeemed with those cell phone videos. So thanks everybody for sharing your story and being part of the Jessup 2020 Gala. Our theme for tonight has been Hope for Today, Strength for Tomorrow. And I encourage you to just recognize that God is at work. COVID is not shutting Jessup down. In fact, what's happened is we've provided a very caring and safe environment. As you've heard, community is such an important part of the Jessup experience. People's lives are literally changed by relationships with professors and with one another as students and with staff. Let me just share a couple ways that Jessup is still moving forward. First of all, you need to know that we are right on the cusp of launching a nursing program. That is going to be an amazing experience. It will be a costly investment, but it's an investment that we believe will pay dividends for generations. And then we're not only creating doctors and lawyers and other folks involved in a variety of business and education and government spheres, but we're also sowing into preparing pastors and leaders. We have a program called Casa Latina. An external foundation gave us about $300,000 to invest in being able to develop young and emerging Hispanic leaders. This is amazing. And I want you to hear again, Jessup has never closed. The campus remains open. In fact, we continue to be creative and innovative. I know a favorite of many people's this time of year is Jessup Arts, and we've got some amazing stuff happening. One of those that I want you to particularly hear about is Jessup Theater. We're pushing the limits, as it were. Next month, in the month of November, we're going to have a special original presentation, a musical presentation, musical theater called Bethlehem. It's an original script written by our own Derek Martin. It'll be presented in drive-in movie style. You can go to jessup.edu/shows. And if you happen to see Hamilton on Disney Plus, I'm going to make you a promise. This is going to rock. You're going to love seeing Bethlehem at William Jessup University. I also know for a lot of folks, you love Jessup music, and Jessup music's a really important part of your holiday experience. So I want to encourage you, we're going to do a special Jessup Christmas concert. I know how important that is for folks, and we don't want to miss that. So we're going to do that, a new kind of virtual concert. In fact, I'm going to give you a little taste in just a minute. We're going to show a special video. There's lots to look forward to, but tonight I want to ask you to specifically and prayerfully consider something. You know, the reality is that faith exists in between the now and the not yet. And I know there's a lot of uncertainty in our world, but tonight I want to ask you to be certain about something. You can be certain of this. Every dollar that you invest at William Jessup University goes into a life with a name. You saw students tonight. You saw Tiffany. You saw Hazel. You saw Isaiah. You saw Nicholas. You saw Deja. You saw Bree. And they are representative of many others. The very first way that you can give tonight is to give to the Jessup Fund. Every dollar you give to the Jessup Fund is multiplied. It has an impact. It makes it possible for these students to attend William Jessup University and receive a Christ-centered higher education. Won't you consider giving tonight? And then second of all, I want to tell you about a special project. We have a really well-established library, and in that library we have something called the Learning Commons. It's been recognized by people outside of Jessup. In fact, an external foundation made a $700,000 grant to us. We have to match that with $350,000. If you would contribute to the Learning Commons tonight, we'd be able to serve even more veterans. We'd be able to serve even more people who are grappling with learning challenges, a writing academy, a reading academy, a math academy. And we have our really well-known Career and Life Center. These are amazing opportunities for you to give. You can pledge your support, you can give online, or you can text to donate, and you'll see instructions for all of that. This is a critical hour. It's essential for you to become part of this journey. It's essential for you to become part of the Jessup community. I want to thank you in advance for your support. Your dollar, your $100, your $1,000, or whatever it is that God allows you to give is an investment in all eternity. William Jessup University, Christ-centered higher education, your investment makes the difference. And I want to thank you for that. Thank you for giving. Thank you for praying. And now we've got an amazing video experience. You may have seen something like this, but you've never seen this. We're going to watch a video tonight that will showcase some of the best of William Jessup University talent. Please watch the University Choir on video. Bree, how you doing? I love that. That was amazing. In fact, me and Jesus have talked, and I'm going to sing like that in heaven.
Man, I co-sign that. We're going to have a party when we get up there.
That'll be awesome. And I'll know how to dance when I'm in heaven, too.
You know, I may be a little bit biased, but I think our choir is like one of the best choirs that I've ever heard.
Bomb.com.
Amen.
Bomb.com. I didn't know that was in style anymore.
Well, we just want to say thank you for joining us for this historic first ever virtual Jessup Gala. We've really enjoyed being your host for tonight.
And I want to say again, we want to thank you for your support financially and through prayer. It means more than we could possibly express. Thank you for believing in the mission of Jessup, Christ-centered higher education, and thank you for supporting our students and alumni like Bree and Deja.
Yeah, without your support, these stories that you've heard, our stories would not even be possible.
The instructions to give will be up on your screen in just a moment, so we encourage you to make your gift now.
And the Jessup Gala recording actually will be up for you to rewatch this upcoming week. You can find it at jessup.edu/gala or on Facebook at JessupU. So feel free to relive the moment. Also feel free to let your friends and family know about the impact and everything you've seen today. Thank you so much.
Thank you and have a good night. Have a good night. God bless you. Thanks for being here. It's been amazing. Thank you. We love you.